27th of October 2023. A warm evening here from the administrative center of Somalia. Welcome to Somalia's premier #1 station for news and updates, Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Abdurrahman Yusuf. Tonight, we have a lot in store for you, but kindly have a look at some of our top stories. Somalia approves bill to counter maritime crimes. Somali Parliament Speaker holds meeting with the Somali diaspora in Washington, D.C. Somalia's Auditor General tables the 2022 annual fiscal report. Glad to have you back. Now let's delve into our full bulletin. Somalia's government approved a bill on Thursday that will enhance efforts to combat maritime crimes such as piracy and kidnapping in order to ensure the safety of its extensive coastline. Hassim Mohammed, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, presented the anti-piracy and anti-kidnapping bill to the cabinet, which stipulates harsh punishments for anyone implicated in maritime crimes. Somalia's government approved a bill on Thursday that will enhance the efforts to combat maritime crimes such as piracy and kidnapping in order to ensure safety of its extensive coastline. Hassim Mohammed, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, presented the anti-piracy and anti-kidnapping bill to the cabinet, which stipulates harsh punishment for anyone implicated in marine crimes. The measures will be introduced before Parliament for consideration. The law defines relevant offences and specifies appropriate sanctions as well as explicit instructions for dealing with piracy suspects and detention processes. Mahmoud stated that the new legislative framework will strengthen actions against piracy and kidnapping in Indian coastline and other international maritime areas, marking a significant milestone in combating piracy and ensuring a fair and transparent judicial process for the accused. Over the last decade, several Somali people have been captured, convicted and punished in neighboring nations for piracy charges committed along their coastline. Somalia's maritime capabilities received a major boost with the inauguration of a new state-of-art facility for the Somali police force in the capital, Mogadishu, funded by the European Union and developed by the United Nations last year. With its key location along main international shipping routes, the 3,300 kilometers of the coastline, and extensive sea-based resources, the blue economy is widely seen as having great potential to contribute to Somalia's economic development. Innovation and growth in coastal, marine, and maritime sectors provide the ability to deliver food, energy, and transport, among other products and services. A report on the Federal Republic of Somalia's 2022 annual financial statement was presented to its Council of Ministers by the Auditor General of the government, Mr. Abdulrahman Mohammed Anas. Given it highlights the both achievements and shortcomings of the government's fiscal performance, the report bears in particular significance of the nation and financial system. A report on the Federal Republic of Somalia's 2022 annual financial statement was presented to its Council of Ministers by the Auditor General of the government, Mr. Abdulrahman Mohammed Anas. Given that it highlights both achievements and shortcomings of the government fiscal performance, the report bears particular significance for the nation and its financial system. The Council of Ministers gave the report their blessing following a thorough reading and examination. It includes the government receipts and outlets, the conclusion and suggestion of the audit, the observance of the budget law and other rules. Since the last audit report was completed in 2017, this is the first official audit report that has been given to the government officials. Since then, a number of factors such as political unrest, resource shortages, and security concerns have prevented the creation of an audit report. According to the Auditor General, the report's objectives are to improve accountability and transparency in the public sector and give the public and stakeholders accurate and helpful information. Additionally, he stated that the report points out some areas that require improvement, including internal control, financial reporting, budget execution, and revenue collection. Somalia's Prime Minister Mr. Hamza Abdi Barre welcomed the report and commended the Auditor General and his team for their hard work and professionalism. Additionally, he said the government is dedicated to enhancing its financial management and putting the audit's recommendation into practice. Now we cross over to the United States, where Sheikh Adam Mohammed Noor, Speaker of the lower house of the Somalian Parliament, a member of the People's Assembly, met with the Somali community in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. Adan Madori informed the overseas community on the country's current state-building efforts and the ongoing military operations and the relevance of the various legislation enacted both by the country's upper and Lower House of Parliament. Sheikh Adan Mohammed Noor, Speaker of the Lower House of Somali Parliament and member of the People's Assembly, met with the Somali community in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. Adan Madhowe informed the overseas community of the country's current state-building efforts, ongoing military operations, and the relevance of various legislation enacted by both the country's upper and lower houses of parliament. He asked the Somali community in Washington, D.C. to support and join in the military operations against Al-Shabaab, noting that the Somali government troops had made tremendous progress in these operations. During his tour to the United States, the Speaker met with the Foreign Affairs Committee of the United States House of Representatives in Washington. On the other hand, Speaker of Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Tulia Ackson, has been declared the 31st President of the Interparliamentary Union, where Ms. Marwa Abdi Bashir Hagi, a member of the Somali Parliament, was among the contestants. Unverified reports suggest that the Somali Parliament Speaker withdrew his support for the candidacy of Ms. Marwa, who initially received strong endorsement within the Somalia, and the Parliament in favor of Tanzania's Dr. Tulia Ackson. Dr. Tulia takes over from Mr. Duarte Pacheco, a parliamentarian from Portugal who concluded his 3-year mandate at the end of the 147th Interparliamentary Union Assembly in Luanda, Angola. Lovely viewer, that's all we are prepared for you tonight from our desk in Mogadishu. We should thank every person that made this news bulletin a success, and you, our lovely viewer, wherever you're watching us from, have yourselves a lovely night and keep tabs for more stories in our subsequent bulletins.